Good morning, everyone. We're up here, High Cascade, session 3 at Mount Hood. We got an all-star crew of riders. We're gonna ride with some campers. We're hanging out with filmer Ben right over my shoulder. We got legend Blaze Rosenthal over here on our left too. We're gonna get some half-pipe laps with Chad Otterstrom. And we're also gonna hike up and find Todd Richards and Shannon Dunn. This is maybe the heaviest crew I've ever rode with. Let's start the day. Yep. All right, we're at the top of the jumps with Blaze. Blaze, what's the plan for this lap, man?
All right, back in I think it was maybe 94, could have been 95, there was this video that my friend Tamis and I had little parts in, but the star of the show was Ingamar Bachmann, and he did a line, it was back 5, switch back 5, and my buddy and I just thought that was like the coolest combination ever. 2 good tricks done perfectly. Ever since then, I've always tried to do that combo, just kind of in tribute to him in that time.
Let's get it.
All right, let's do it.
Awesome. Awesome, how did that feel?
Yeah, that always feels good, especially because you rotate one way on the first jump and then you just kind of mirror yourself and rotate the other way. You go in forward, land fakie, go in fakie, land forward. It's just a fun combination.
Was it 30 plus years ago?
Jeez, it's probably, I think it's probably 94, so I was 20 when we were watching that.
Yeah.
21 maybe. I'm 51 now. Super happy I can still snowboard. And
that was fun.
Thanks, man. And I love tapping into the kind of history of this sport and culture. I think it's like what makes snowboarding so good is all that history, all the characters, all the art of it. Other sports, you know, they got their thing and we got ours, and it makes us special. So.
Awesome, man. Cool. So Shannon Dunn is out here for High Cascade Session 3. Shannon, what is your history with camp, High Cascade, Mount Hood?
Oh yeah. So I came for the first time to Mount Hood in 1990 and rode this public pipe, which is in the same spot.
Awesome.
Except it was like, 2 feet high.
Yep.
Had so much fun. It was like, back then, it was like the killer pipe for back in the day. And then 1991, and I actually met, his name was Brad Stewart, and he asked me if I would ride for his company. Ended up being Morrow. That was
amazing.
my first sponsor, and then he sent me as a coach to High Cascade Snowboard Camp in 1991, and so from then on, I've been coming up every summer until I retired in 2003, and I'm back. I mean,
Amazing.
Really, it's been like since 2003, I've been at Mount Hood, and so this is so fun.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy what's going on here now. Like, everything's perfect, everything's professional, but back in the day, things were just the Wild West of snowboard camp, so this is pretty crazy.
A little bit more rough?
It was a little, it was anarchy on the mountain.
Did you look up to anyone like when you were getting into it, or?
I mean, there's definitely a lot more guys snowboarding when I started, but I did have, women to look up to, like Tina Bassage, Michelle Taggart, Lisa Vincent Guerra. I don't know if you guys know any of those names, but yeah, there was definitely women, and they inspired me, and
awesome.
They were super cool. And so when I became a pro, that was a note to myself. Like, I wanted to be cool like them to the fans, because they were cool to me when I was a fan. And so I think that's important for the girls. And I've noticed that with the pros now. I really feel like they're super cool. Amazing. To everybody, yeah. Everyone's just loving this sport. So if you want to be a part of a community that is just amping on snowboarding, come to Mount Hood for sure.
Absolutely. All right, let's get a run.
Let's do it.
guys, so we're out here with Todd Richards, who's one of the goats of snowboarding, one of the Mount Rushmores of snowboarding. Honored to be hanging out with him, riding. Todd, man, what's your history with Camp Mount Hood, and when did you first come out here?
I think the first time I came here was summer of '89, and I believe it was the very first High Cascade Snowboard Camp.
No way.
At that point in time, there was Chris Carroll's Snowboard Camp,
Yep.
High Cascade Snowboard Camp, and this is the first summer that Tim Wendell came out and did his own camp.
Okay.
So kind of that's when everything kind of popped here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a long ass time ago.
What did riding out here, what did that mean for your snowboarding?
Well, growing up on the East Coast, there was just we didn't have any access to any kind of late season riding. Depending on what the season was like, maybe you had Killington on the East Coast, or maybe one of the resorts further up in Vermont, like Jay Peak, would stay open late. But late is relative. Late could be third week in April.
Yeah.
It was like a dream.
Yeah.
You came out here, there was people had ramps, and it wasn't like the skate parks that are here now. There'd be a ramp in Hood River, and then I think High Cascade had a really fun mini ramp, and
yeah.
So there was just that kind of a scene, and it was awesome. It was a dream. When you're 18 years old, 19 years old, and you come here, it doesn't matter if it's now or then, it's the dream.
Was there any summers that kind of, you were working up to you had some contests coming through the winter, and this place kind of helped to nail some tricks or bring you to that next level?
I think that was every summer.
Yeah.
It was it used to be such, it still is, but I feel like back in the day, in the 90s especially, it was, you got to see what everyone was about to bring out next season. You'd hear that Terrier was in town, or you'd hear Daniel Frank was in town, or Peter Line just invented some weird new trick up there, or there would always be kind of something going on.
Yeah.
And for those of us that did May through August, all the way through camp, you saw a lot.
Wow. All right. Well, guys, if you ever thought of coming out to Mount Hood, come out here. Great way to progress your riding, and you might run into one of your heroes.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're literally everywhere. Everywhere you look, it's some relic of history of snowboarding.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Todd. Thanks, man. All right, guys, so we're right here with Chad Otterstrom, legendary snowboarder, pro. I used to watch Chad's videos, getting stoked on the morning, getting ready for Whistler. He's one of the judges at Natural Selection, and he's got all kinds of big things coming up. Chad, what is riding at Mount Hood, riding with High Cascade, what has that done for your snowboard career?
It has done everything for my freestyle snowboard career. I started coming up here in 1992. You can come up here and get all the tricks that you want to learn or almost learn by the end of the season. Get them dialed because you're jumping into soft slush on. If you go to the park, there's a bunch of 10-foot jumps. You can basically try any 540, any sort of single flip on, kind of safely fall, which is really cool.
As a coach, have you brought your athletes out here to train?
Yeah, I was a coach for Stratton Mountain School in Vermont, namely this kid Xander, Evan, Zeb Powell.
No way.
He would be the famous one. They're all really, really good snowboarders. They're all kind of on the same level. But
Yeah.
Zeb kind of broke free through that X Games a few years ago. You bring him to Hood River to go skate, hang out, eat food. You come up here every day, rent a house downtown Govey.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, good times. All right.
How's the pipe feeling?
The pipe is amazing. The walls are awesome. I have zero complaints except for I'm not as good enough a snowboarder to manage the narrowness of the pipe, but
Okay.
any good snowboarder could deal with it.
Yeah.
But it's just gonna give me more of a workout if anything.
Is hiking necessary for pipe riding?
Yeah, what I like about hiking the pipe is a lot of the times, there's certain vert in certain areas and there's not vert in certain areas. So when
Okay.
you hike the pipe, you can look at the wall
Oh.
and see where you want to take off and land, and you kind of get a better feeling for the half pipe. Also, when everybody else is riding the pipe and you're hiking it,
Yeah.
you're like a fan on the side of the pipe. So you get to be up close and personal with everybody else's tricks along with your own. So
Oh, I can
there's
see.
tons of reasons, and you just get a workout. Back in the day, we used to ride pipe from 8 to 4 and hike all day long. Now
Wow.
I'm more of a 2.5 hour. Right now, I just got 3 runs in, and
Yeah.
I'm feeling it out. It's pretty intense. We got Trevor Graves. a legendary photographer down there taking photos of us.
Cool.
And Todd came up with the term Jurassic Pipe.
Okay.
Because there's a bunch of old people and old photographers. the pipe. But yeah, it's t-shirt time. It's definitely getting hot.
Coach Pat. Woo! Oh! Should I toss it?
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome, bro. Yeah, we're having an awesome time out here today. We're sessioning these small jumps with some campers, just working on all kinds of things like first grab, 180s, 360s. Everyone's just throwing down similar goals, and I feel like some campers are gonna like put things together here on the last day of camp. Good try, man. I think it was just a little bit too much speed. Yeah, because if you go slower as well, it'll give you more time to like think about all the new things. Keep your shoulders here. You can just go back and forth. Yeah. That's it. Your toe, heel. Nice, dude. Yeah, that was perfect, man.
I just looked at you and I'm like, I just gotta do it like that.
Exactly. No, you had it. That was awesome, dude. How did it feel?
Felt great.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Alex, can I hook you up with some goggles, man? I thought you might like these ones because they have like a white and blue kind of steez to them.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
right?
that looks awesome. Those look super clean. No worries, man. Yeah. Yeah, front hand is cross, and then you can untwist. Woo! So close. Fully 90.
Yeah, definitely 90. Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, just a little bit more speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, you ding. Woo! Guys, we're out here with Roddy.
Yo.
Tell the people where you've come from and what this week's all about.
Word up. I'm from Bermuda. That's the short part. But I'm here for High Cascade Snowboard Camp. Actually got introduced to this from SnowboardProCamp, watching your videos, Kevin. So thank you again for that. Basically connecting with other adult snowboarders from all over the place and running into legends left, right, and center. Some that you know right away and some of them you're learning about. Like there's so much history around us. But anyway, yeah, so it's incredible out here. Pretty slushy turns and forgiving progression. So you know what I mean? Even though you can huck it, it's pretty forgiving.
Perfect,
And
man.
connecting with other snowboarders, man.
You bring the energy up and like put smiles on everyone's faces, and yeah, it's so fun to ride.
So fun to be with you, man.
Sick.
So we have a 30 or 40 foot vert wall, I'm not sure, give or take 10, 20 feet. We're gonna try a little flip into the bag. How you feeling about that? Well, I'm kind of nervous and I have to pee, so I'm really nervous. I think if I didn't have to pee, I would just be a little bit nervous.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, oh man. It was way icier than I thought it was.
Dude, I lost my edge as soon as I hit that
You were
wall.
heavy on your high bounce.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, that's how it's done.